I wonder how the Americans are feeling about Noah Lyles losing the 100 meters, but we're not quite talking about that. We're going to be talking about what's coming up tomorrow morning. Let's start with the high jump, because Romain Beckford, Olympic finalist, he will be back in the World Championship final this time around. Coach, let me come to you. Does he have a shot at a medal?
He has a shot. I mean, the field seemed to be almost at the same level. Don't have any Barshim. You don't have Tambiri, they're out. And so the other athletes are there, and it's anybody's game. I mean, you have to just go out there and do your best. You might need a clean sheet, because, of course, high jump placings are affected by countback, number of misses. So you want to make sure your first attempt is your best attempt, and you clear the bar and stay in the hunt. That's really what he needs to do, and not thinking that he needs to jump any different as the bar is low. I mean, they're starting at 220 and progressing from there, and that should be okay for him. 5 jumps and you're in the medal.
Yeah. Javoy, how do you see it?
Yeah, I have to agree with David here, because when I'm looking at the field, it is quite, they're all lined up as the same. We only have right now the silver medalist from Budapest, so the field is quite even. So he just has to go and jump close to his PB. If he can actually go 232 or 230, he can have a shot at the medal.
Yeah, for sure. Would need a personal best to get up there. Warren Ware, how do you see the chances of Romain Beckford come tomorrow?
It's not a long shot. His PB is 2 meters and 30. If he get close to his PB, or as Javon says, over his PB, I definitely see him in a medal. It's a much weaker field compared to previous years, but nevertheless, everybody is just right there. And if they have clean jumps, don't miss the first jumps, and get 5 good jumps, as Coach Riley said, he should be in the medal. And I think he is very, very motivated. When I see his videos in posting, he looks ready, he looks confident, and I think he has a shot at getting on the podium.
Yeah, Warren, here's a question that might sound a little bit odd, but given the competitive nature of the field, and given how close he was, and the fact that he was in the running for a long way in the Olympic final last year, and he may feel certainly in his own mind that there might be a genuine chance here, does that put more pressure on him, even for himself, or should it make him, operate freer, essentially?
Well, I don't know him personally, but based on observing him, he's a very laid-back and relaxed person. He doesn't seem like that person that cracks under pressure. When I hear his interviews, and when I see his videos and how he interacts, he's a very, very confident athlete. And him getting to the final, one thing I must say, when you get to an Olympic final, even if you don't medal, you gain a lot of experience from that event. And going to the Olympic finals, getting a taste of it, and then coming to the World Championships with a chance of medaling, I think his confidence is there, and I don't think he's nowhere near nervous. I just think he's excited to go out there and prove that he can compete with the best.
Yeah, all right. We look forward to that. So much to race through in this segment. Let's talk about the 110 hurdles now, because that's the next event where we will have a final. The Jamaicans are not there yet. They will have to start at the semi-final stage. And let me just stick with you, Warren, before I come to David and Javoy. Of the 3 Jamaicans, how many of them do you see getting through to that championship race?
Well, I definitely see the race that Tyler ran was very, very good, especially out of the outer lane. He's now in a middle lane, so I think he has a better chance of seeing the field and pacing himself. I definitely see Taylor and Bennett advancing, hoping that we can have a third. He's a little bit out on the wing, but we always know sometimes when in the sprint hurdles, when you're outside by yourself, that sometimes you have the best chance to just focus on yourself and go out there. So best case scenario 2, worst case scenario 2, best case all 3 should go.
Interesting. David Riley, are you agreeing here?
Well, I mean, with all things considered, right now with all the events that are taking place, it looks like the inside lanes are shorter. So I'd love to. I mean, people are waiting from the inside lanes. Yeah, I mean, I would expect all three to make it through. Tyler has the toughest of the semifinals. I mean, there are 5 guys in that semifinals who could make it legitimately, make a claim to being a finalist at these World Championships. So I would think Prince and
Orlando Bennett
will have easier semifinals. And of course, we're moving from 24 to 8, top 2 plus next 2 to advance. And I think the person with the toughest assignment is Tyler Mason. I mean, that semifinal is really, really going to be a crack of an event.
Yeah, Javoy, how are you seeing these semifinals?
Well, I expect both the athletes out of the 3 to make it to the finals because when I was watching Tyler's heat, he actually looks really well. And he ran very close to his PB. His PB is 13.12, and he ran 13.17. So he has a very good shot at making the finals. And Orlando, he's a very big competitor, so he definitely is going to be in the finals for me.
Yeah, and part of the reason David Riley said that semi-final with Tyler Mason is the toughest is because that one has the U.S. champion, the youngster Jacoby Tharp. There is also Muratake, who is on pretty much every billboard in Japan coming into these World Championships. The defending champion, the Olympic champion, Grant Holloway, is in this semi-final as well, although he finished 4th in the first round. Warren, do you think Holloway is as dangerous this time around as he has been in the past? And is he maybe the one in danger of not getting to the final?
Well, what I can say still, even on Grant Holloway bad day is some at least good day. You can't count out Grant. You cannot ever count out a champion, and as someone like Grant Holloway, you can't count him out. But nevertheless, he has not been having the best season. And I said it before, and I'll say it now. He may just be the man that maybe out of it, he's having one of his worst seasons in years. But I still won't count him out because Grant has experience, and over the hurdles, a lot of experience will carry you a long way.
Yeah, David can probably take me on this one. I know he said that the semi-final with Tyler looks the toughest. In my estimation, I actually think the semi-final with Demario Prince might be the toughest because it has Jason Joseph, who is my wild card in this event, William Belosian, who I thought looked great in qualifying. Prince is in that semi-final. Simonelli from Italy, who has a lot of quality, and Cordell Tinch, who didn't look good in qualifying, but we know he's been the top man this year. So that's a super tough semi-final.
Yeah, but I mean, the reality is that the hurdlers now almost all seem to be at the same level. I mean, a lot of persons within that, sub 13.3s going into 13.2s, and many of the athletes have to make a decision as to how much do they push in the prelims. So persons might back off a bit, but you must stick to what you need to do. Make sure you're executing properly and don't mess with the hurdling and your rhythm. I think Prince is solid. It's a long season for him, but he has been looking really good, and I'm not counting him out. I think he's very dangerous.
Yeah, I said that Jason Joseph was my wild card for the event. My Jamaican wild card is Demario Prince, and he's coming off NACAC where he ran 13.3 into a negative wind, 13.12 personal best, so he is still in very good shape. And there was something he said after the race in qualifying that, hey, it's just the first round. You don't come out here to run super fast in the first round. The aim is to get through to the semifinals, and so I think we are going to see some real racing, and those semifinals are going to be cracking. And this is the second
season at the height.
Yeah. Yes, there you go. You are right. And by the way, let's also not forget that Demario Prince was in the World Indoor Final this year. Yeah. So he has the experience of being on this global stage and doing well and handling the pressure of being in these big moments. So you like him, David?
I really do, especially the fact that I had something to do with him being on the World Under-20 team.
You didn't have anything to do with him almost getting disqualified at Caribbean or getting disqualified at the Caribbean
we tried
Games?
to appeal that. We tried to appeal that. We tried our best.
But you were not successful.
No.
All right, we're going to go to another break here on Return to Tokyo. Still a lot to discuss. The 400 semifinals, the triple jump qualifying, the 800 qualifying. Right. We don't have a lot of time. David Riley Wanderer and Javoy Tucker are still here with me. We're going to go to the 400 meters quickly. I'll start with you, Warren, in 30 seconds. Tell me the Jamaicans from the men's and women's 400 you think who will get into the final tomorrow, if any.
Okay, so the 400 for the men, they have to come out again with their A game. As we saw for the first time for the season, all three men came out and ran season's best and personal best. If they can pull that off again, I know it will be tough, but if they can pull that off again, we should have two in the finals. It's a tough 400 meters set up group, but if we can pull it off, we should have two in the finals. Can't tell you which two. May the best two get it. For the females, I said the same thing. Oakley is probably, I would say, now, with no respect, probably the weakest league going in. She had a long collegiate season. She had a long season. And she also have a bad draw going into the semifinals. A terrible lane. But I see Price and Stacey going through. Hopefully the two of them can make it. Wishing for the best. My take.
Boy, that was about 1 minute and 30 seconds. So David Riley, you only have about 15.
Yeah, I mean, these athletes will have to go out and do well. The men seem to almost draw the same lanes that they had in the prelims, so that might work on them mentally. Bovell looking good. Let's see what he can do in the semifinals.
Yeah, wow. David is not going to predict anything.
You need to give me a minute.
High and dry. I'll give you 30 seconds more.
Well, I think it's going to be hard for either of them to make it. I'm looking for the women, Stacey and Nikisha, to make it into the finals.
Okay, fair enough. Javoy?
Yeah, I agree. I have Stacey and Nikisha to make it to the finals. The first semifinals for Dejan is actually really, really tough because she has all three medalists from the previous World Championship in her race plus Jaeger, so that's going to be really, really hard for her. But I definitely have Stacey and Nikisha to make the finals. And for the men's side, I have Rasheen McDonald and Bovell. The youngster, he's great, he's good, he's gaining the experience, but for now, I don't have him for the finals.
Yeah, Bovell McPherson will be in the first semi-final in lane number 8, and that semi-final that Rasheen McDonald is in is really, really tough. But if he's in 43 shape, he's going to need to bring it out come that semi-final because it is an absolute cracker. All right, we're all out of time. Thank you so much for joining us on Return to Tokyo. Remember, at 5:30 tomorrow morning, we'll have live action, day 4 of a competition, and then we'll return for the post-show at 10 a.m. Jamaica time, and we'll be back at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow night for another show to get you caught up on everything that happened on day 4 and look ahead to day number 5 as well. Thank you so much for watching us on Return to Tokyo, and yeah, we'll continue to give you the best coverage of the 20th World Athletics Championships. Bye-bye.